took 9 years before but I began to play the nightclubs in and around Southern California.
At 68, country legend Dwight Yoakam finally breaks his silence. After decades of rumors, whispers, and speculation, he's revealing the truth fans have been desperate to hear. Today, we dive deep into the shocking confirmations and personal confessions that no one saw coming. Dwight Yoakam's story begins in Pikeville, Kentucky, a small town tucked away in the Appalachian Mountains, where he was born in 1956. From an early age, Dwight showed a natural talent for music. While other kids were playing baseball or riding bikes, he was strumming a guitar, absorbing the sounds of country legends like Hank Williams, Buck Owens, and Merle Haggard. His parents noticed his passion, but had little idea that he would grow into one of the most iconic voices in country music. As a teenager, Dwight's love for music became an obsession. He spent hours listening to vinyl records, learning the nuances of twang, timing, and storytelling. His voice, sharp yet soulful, had a unique edge, a blend of traditional country grit and modern sensibility. By the time he reached his late teens, he knew he had a calling far bigger than small-town Kentucky could contain. In pursuit of his dream, Dwight moved to Nashville in the late 1970s, the heart of the country music industry. The city was bustling with talented musicians, hopeful songwriters, and aspiring stars, but Dwight's distinct style immediately set him apart. He refused to conform to the polished, pop-influenced trends dominating country radio. Instead, he embraced the Bakersfield sound, a raw, honky-tonk style that emphasized storytelling, sharp guitar riffs, and emotional authenticity. Struggling at first, Dwight played small bars and honky-tonks, honing his craft and building a reputation as a fiercely talented performer. Audiences quickly took notice. Unlike many newcomers who imitated established stars, Dwight brought something fresh, a rebellious energy combined with deep respect for country tradition. His live shows were electric, filled with energy, charisma, and a genuine connection to the audience that became his trademark. By the early 1980s, Dwight's persistence began to pay off. His cover of Buck Owens's classic Streets of Bakersfield became a hit, reaching #1 on the country charts and earning him critical acclaim. Suddenly, Dwight Yoakam was no longer just a promising newcomer. He was a force reshaping the landscape of modern country music. Record labels took notice, eager to capitalize on his unique voice and uncompromising style. But success came with its challenges. Dwight's dedication to authenticity sometimes put him at odds with the music industry's expectations. Executives pressured him to soften his sound, add pop elements, or follow market trends, but Dwight refused. He had a vision for his music, and he wouldn't compromise, even if it meant facing rejection or delays in his career. This determination endeared him to fans, who appreciated his honesty and raw talent. Beyond music, Dwight also ventured into acting, appearing in films like Sling Blade and Panic Room, proving his versatility and ability to command attention beyond the stage. Yet even with fame and fortune, rumors and whispers about his personal life always seemed to follow him, a shadow that lingered over his otherwise stellar career. Now, decades later, at 68, Dwight Yoakam is finally speaking out. The man who built a legacy on authenticity and rebellion is addressing the long-standing rumors that have surrounded him for years. What he reveals is a mix of confession, clarity, and unexpected honesty, a window into a life lived on his own terms, behind the curtain of fame. In this chapter, we trace Dwight's early rise, the obstacles he overcame, and the moments that defined him, setting the stage for the revelations he is now ready to share with the world. By the mid-1980s, Dwight Yoakam had firmly established himself as a rising star in country music. His unique blend of honky-tonk grit and modern edge had earned him devoted fans and critical acclaim. But as his fame grew, so did the whispers and rumors about his personal life. For decades, speculation about his relationships, rivalries, and even secret struggles followed him like a shadow, sometimes overshadowing his musical achievements. One of the most persistent rumors revolved around Dwight's alleged conflicts with other country stars. While he was respected for his talent, some in the Nashville establishment viewed him as an outsider, His refusal to conform to the pop country sound of the era and his rebellious attitude ruffled feathers. Stories circulated about behind-the-scenes clashes, tense award show moments, and alleged feuds that fans eagerly dissected. Dwight, ever the perfectionist, rarely addressed these rumors publicly, preferring to let his music speak for itself. Another source of speculation concerned Dwight's personal relationships. He was known to be intensely private, rarely discussing romantic entanglements in interviews. Over the years, tabloids and gossip magazines filled the void with wild claims, painting a picture of a star whose heart was as untamed as his music. While many of these stories were exaggerated or entirely fabricated, they contributed to an aura of mystery around him. Fans and critics alike began to wonder what was true and what was mere speculation. Amid the rumors, Dwight faced personal struggles that few knew about. Behind the confident stage persona and energetic performances, he battled periods of self-doubt, loneliness, and the pressures of fame. Touring relentlessly and balancing recording sessions with acting commitments left little room for personal stability. In private, he often questioned whether his uncompromising approach to music had cost him friendships, romantic relationships, or even peace of mind. Despite these challenges, Dwight remained focused on his craft. His songwriting continued to reflect authenticity and emotional depth, exploring themes of love, loss, heartbreak, and resilience. Yet the public fascination with his personal life never waned. Every move he made, from appearances on late-night shows to collaborations with other artists, was scrutinized and sometimes misinterpreted. By the early 2000s, Dwight had learned to navigate the tension between public perception and private reality. He became increasingly deliberate about what he shared, protecting his personal life while allowing his music to tell the story. But the rumors never completely disappeared. Even as he aged gracefully into his 60s, whispers about secret romances, hidden struggles, and unspoken conflicts persisted. It wasn't until recently, at age 68, that Dwight decided to finally confront the speculation head-on. The moment came after years of reflection, a recognition that leaving questions unanswered allowed gossip to define him in ways his music never could. With courage and honesty, he chose to speak openly, confirming some long-standing rumors while dispelling others. In doing so, Dwight gave fans a glimpse of the man behind the music, not just the star on stage, but the human being who had lived, struggled, and thrived in a world that often misunderstood him. The revelations were startling to some, eye-opening to others, and ultimately a reminder of the resilience and integrity that had always defined Dwight Yoakam. He had survived the scrutiny, the rumors, and the challenges of fame, emerging not only as a legendary musician, but as a man finally willing to tell his story in his own words. This chapter of Dwight's life sets the stage for the truths he would reveal, confessions that would forever change. The way fans saw the man behind the iconic voice and unforgettable presence in country music. At 68, Dwight Yoakam decided it was time to address the rumors that had followed him for decades. After years of silence, he sat down with a trusted journalist for an in-depth interview, prepared to confront the speculation head-on. Fans and critics alike held their breath, wondering which stories would be confirmed and which would finally be put to rest. What emerged was both candid and surprising, painting a portrait of a man who had lived fiercely but thoughtfully, never bowing to pressure or compromise. One of the first topics Dwight addressed was the alleged feuds with other country stars. For years, rumors suggested that his refusal to conform to Nashville's pop country trend had created lasting tension. Dwight admitted that while there had been disagreements, they were mostly blown out of proportion by gossip columns. "I was never trying to be difficult," he explained. "I just wanted my music to be honest. Sometimes that ruffled feathers, but that's part of being true to yourself." He recounted moments of rivalry that, in hindsight, were more playful than hostile, stories exaggerated into supposed conflicts by eager reporters. The conversation then shifted to his personal life. Dwight had long been secretive about relationships, which fueled endless speculation. For the first time, he acknowledged some truths, confirming that he had experienced love, heartbreak, and missed opportunities along the way. "I've had my share of romances that didn't work out," he said, "but I've always valued honesty and authenticity. If a relationship couldn't survive that, then it wasn't meant to be." While he remained discreet about specific names, his openness about emotions and struggles resonated deeply with fans, who appreciated the rare glimpse into the man behind the public persona. Perhaps most striking was Dwight's reflection on the pressures of fame. He described the constant tension of touring, recording, and navigating the expectations of both the industry and the public. "It's a lot to carry," he admitted. "People assume you're living the dream every day, but there's a cost. The solitude, the constant scrutiny. You learn to protect yourself, and sometimes that means keeping parts of your life private." His honesty illuminated the emotional toll of a life lived under the spotlight and helped explain why rumors had thrived for so long. Beyond confirming certain stories, Dwight also dispelled myths that had persisted for years. He denied long-standing claims about secret feuds escalating into animosity or shady business dealings, clarifying that many tales were fabrications designed to sell magazines. "It's amazing how a story can grow in the retelling," he remarked. "People forget to check facts, and suddenly something small becomes a legend of conflict." The interview concluded with a reflection on his legacy. Dwight expressed gratitude for his career, acknowledging both the highs and the lows. "I wouldn't trade any of it," he said. "The music, the mistakes, the rumors, the love, it all shaped who I am. And now I feel ready to tell the truth in my own words." His admission was a powerful reminder that even in an industry obsessed with image and gossip, authenticity remains the most enduring quality. Fans responded to Dwight's revelations with overwhelming support. Social media buzzed with admiration as people praised his courage and sincerity. Critics acknowledged that his willingness to confront decades of speculation added a new dimension to his legendary career, transforming public perception from one of curiosity and rumor to respect and understanding. By finally confirming and clarifying the long-held rumors, Dwight Yoakam did more than protect his reputation. He offered a rare window into the resilience, integrity, and humanity that had defined him from the very beginning. His story was no longer just about the music. It was about a life lived unapologetically, a man unafraid to face the truth, and a legend who continues to inspire with honesty, passion, and authenticity. After Dwight Yoakam's long-awaited revelations at 68, the public response was swift, intense, and overwhelmingly supportive. Social media lit up with messages of admiration from fans who had followed him for decades, praising his honesty and courage. Comment threads were filled with gratitude from listeners who finally felt they understood the man behind the iconic voice, the cowboy hat, and the signature twang. For many, it was as if a decades-old mystery had been solved, and the truth had exceeded their expectations. Critics and music historians also weighed in, recognizing the significance of Dwight finally addressing rumors that had followed him throughout his career. Articles highlighted how his openness enhanced his legacy, painting him not just as a talented musician, but as a human being who had lived authentically despite the pressures of fame. They noted that few artists of his stature have the courage to confront personal speculation so directly, and that his willingness to speak the truth only reinforced the respect he had earned over the years. For Dwight himself, the aftermath was a relief. "I've carried these stories for too long," he said in a rare follow-up interview. "Now people know what's real and what's not. I can finally focus on the music and the things I love without the weight of speculation hanging over me." Friends close to him confirmed that the interviews allowed him to regain a sense of peace. After years of guarding his private life, he felt a freedom that had eluded him during the height of his fame. The revelations also gave fans a renewed appreciation for his artistry. Songs that were once seen purely as catchy country hits took on new layers of meaning as listeners recognized reflections of Dwight's personal struggles, passions, and unwavering dedication to authenticity. Tracks like Guitars, Cadillacs, and 1,000 Miles from Nowhere resonated more deeply, now seen as not just entertainment but glimpses into his inner life and experiences. Beyond music, Dwight's courage inspired other artists facing scrutiny and rumor. Colleagues in the industry praised him for setting an example of integrity, showing that it is possible to maintain dignity and honesty even under intense public pressure. Many younger musicians cited his willingness to confront speculation as motivating them to embrace transparency in their own careers. Despite the attention, Dwight remained humble. He continued to tour selectively, record new music, and pursue acting projects, but with a sense of balance that had previously been difficult to achieve. Fans noticed a calmer, more reflective Dwight on stage, someone who had faced the shadows of rumor and emerged stronger, more self-assured, and fully in control of his narrative. Today, Dwight Yoakam's legacy is twofold. He is remembered as a revolutionary figure in country music, credited with reviving the Bakersfield sound and redefining authenticity in the genre. But he is also celebrated as a man who faced decades of speculation with courage, honesty, and grace. His story serves as a reminder that fame can distort perception, yet truth and authenticity remain enduring and powerful. Ultimately, Dwight's decision to finally speak out at 68 reshaped how the world views him. The rumors that once clouded his career now serve as a testament to his resilience and integrity. Through it all, he remains a country music icon, not just for his voice, his songs, or his style, but for his unwavering commitment to living life on his own terms and sharing the truth when the time was right. Fans now understand that Dwight Yoakam's story is more than a tale of fame or speculation. It is a story of courage, self-respect, and the power of honesty, a fitting legacy for one of country music's most enduring legends.